What's going on, everyone? So, Jaxson Hayes' time with the Lakers might be over, right? Like, I don't think that JJ Redick is going to play Jaxson Hayes anymore. I don't think Jaxson Hayes is going to start anymore. And I don't really blame him, right? Like, one of the arguments that I made as for why you keep starting Jaxson Hayes, and look, it's very possible that JJ maybe does still start Jaxson Hayes, but my argument was like he'd be valuable for later series, right? So you don't want to like lose him. So you keep him starting, you play him, 8 minutes or whatever, and then you get through this series and, he'd be better for like a Warriors series, right? So kind of, like the 8 minutes out there hustling, doing the dirty work, all that. Well, now fast forward and the Lakers are down 3-1. So now it doesn't even matter. Right now, if you lose Jaxson Hayes, you lose Jaxson Hayes because it doesn't matter. You have to win this series to get to the next round. So you figure it out with Jaxson Hayes after. The idea was like, hey, if the Lakers, tie the series at 2-2 and you go back to LA, you win that and you're up 3-2, now everything's changed, right? But that's not what happened, right? So now circumstances have changed and they've changed drastically enough to where if you're the Lakers, I don't think you can play Jaxson Hayes anymore. I think that's it. I think you go with Dorian Finney-Smith in the starting five. You embrace the small ball. You go, I personally would just revamp the starting five entirely and just lean heavily into the defense side of things. Bring Reeves off the bench. Jaxson, it's like you could just bring Reeves and take out Jaxson Hayes and just insert Dorian Finney-Smith and Jared Vanderbilt, and I'm happy. Or Jordan Goodwin, like whatever, right? And I'd be happy. Right, but I don't think that they're going to do that. I think what'll probably happen is the five that you saw close the game is probably the five that end up starting however many games are left, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or the series, right? I think the Lakers are just going to lean heavily into their main five, which is going to be Luka, Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron, and Rui. I think those are their 5 best players, and I think those are the 5 guys that the Lakers are just going to hope that can dig them out of this hole, dig them out of these next 3 games, get them these next 3 wins, which luckily the Lakers have 2 home games, right? If the Lakers had to play 2 road games, I think this is over quickly. I think the series is done. But luckily the Lakers do have 2 home games, so I do think that there is I don't think the Lakers do it. I want to be clear about that. The Lakers haven't shown enough to me to where I go, yeah, they can beat this team 3 times. Minnesota, Lakers have just found every possible way to lose. Now, maybe they got it out of their system, right? Maybe they just kind of hey, and to the Lakers' credit, when their backs have been against the wall, they have found ways to overcome and win. They have found ways to keep, staying alive. Right? And the closeout game is always the hardest. You got a young Minnesota team. Are they going to be able to do it? Are they going to be able to figure it out? I don't know. Maybe. Right? It's very possible that they crumble. I trust Luka and LeBron. If Lakers get to a Game 7, I think that they win. If Lakers get and force a Game 7, I think they win. I think how this goes is Lakers win Game 5, and then I think that they lose Game 6. If they win Game 6, I think the Lakers might win the series. But we'll talk about that when we get there. As far as Jaxson Hayes goes, I just think you need to look elsewhere. I think I've talked about this several occasions, even before the playoffs begin. I think you embrace the small ball. You lean full heavy into small ball. I think that that's your best chance to win this game. You need guys to hit shots, though, right? Rui, Austin Reeves, they've been terrible. They had, to their credit, good third quarter and stuff like that. But Austin Reeves, where's he been? Right? I mean, literally, we've played 16 quarters, right? 4 quarters, 4 games, 16 quarters. Austin Reeves has been good for 3. Right, that's 13 quarters that he's basically been a no-show for the Lakers. Right, Rui Hachimura, again, had a great game, back in last game, even in the fourth quarter, hit a couple big shots. Credit him, but he's got to do that for more than just one game. Right? Guys hit shots. It changes everything. Right? This game is boiled down to their guys have showed up, ours haven't. Right? Outside of Luka and LeBron, you've seen Jaden McDaniels has been the 3rd best player in this series. Not counting the main 3. Reeves was supposed to be that guy, the best 3rd guy, right? And he hasn't been. Jaden McDaniels has been, right? And before this series began, we would have all been stop. Even non-Laker fans would have been nah, Jaden McDaniels isn't outplaying Austin Reeves, right? Defensively, sure. Defensively, yeah. But he's not outplaying Austin Reeves, right? Fast forward, look up, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, he really is. Jaden McDaniels has by far been the better player in this series. All right. And then same thing, like you got Naz Reid and Nikhil Alexander-Walker and Dante DiVincenzo, who have all outperformed our guys. It doesn't help, right? Like we need the contributions from other guys. And Jaxson Hayes, look, I said it from the moment we traded Luka and traded Anthony Davis. And I got a lot of pushback about it. A lot of people were like, no, like you don't know what to talk about, blah, blah. Well, one of us was right? Like, again, like Jaxson Hayes is not a starting center. I give him credit for what he did. Even said it when I made videos about it. Give him credit for what he did, having to step up and essentially be the anchor at the center position, essentially our sole center for this Lakers team. No, I don't think that he doesn't deserve any kind of nods or credit, but we're in the postseason now. And look what you're seeing. He's not a starting center. He's unplayable in this series. Unplayable. He's too skinny, getting bullied, getting pushed around. He's not disciplined. Basically, everything that I said in the videos where I broke down Jaxson Hayes. I did videos on this channel. I did videos on As It Stands Lakers. I did videos about Jaxson Hayes very heavily. And all the things that I said you have seen in this Minnesota series. Now, I do think Jaxson Hayes, again, will be better in like a Warriors series because now he actually has some advantages, right? Like all their guys are like 6'8", right? So now he has a height and athleticism advantage and stuff like that. So I do think he'd be more impactful. I do think he'd be better, right? An OKC matchup, I think he'd be better in, right? I don't think he'd be better in a Nuggets or Clippers matchup, but maybe a Clippers match, maybe as just like the lob threat because, lack of interior defense. But point is like, I do think that later rounds, I do think Jaxson Hayes would be better. That still doesn't mean that he's a starting caliber center. It just means that, the matchups would be more favorable for him. But I think it's time to move off of Jaxson Hayes. I think Jaxson Hayes is done. He's cooked. We just got to get some centers in the offseason, right? It's definitely a priority. But you got to figure it out. You got to try to, look, there's always a way, right? Can the Lakers figure it out? We've seen it happen a lot more times the last handful of years than it's happened ever. I mean, coming back 3-1 was never happened, right? Bunch of teams that forced a Game 7, but, as soon as like 5 years ago, like no one had done it. And then all of a sudden it was just like everyone did it, right? Like now, or I guess like 10 years ago or whatever, but like now it's like it happens regularly. So anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Feel what your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. How you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you want to like this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.